Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the Pure Ambition podcast. Today it is just me, another solo episode, and I wanted to discuss one of the hardest things that I've ever done this past weekend. So I flew down to Naples, Florida on Thursday to stay with my buddy Jamie, who I met about a little over a year ago. I had 2,500 followers on Instagram, and I was lacking direction in where I wanted to go from a creative standpoint. I really didn't know who my audience was, who I was talking to, the message that I was trying to portray, the vision that I was trying to create, the people that I was trying to impact. I was just very lost from a creative standpoint, but also just as a person. I really didn't know who I was. I didn't know where I wanted to go. All I knew is that I wanted to create. So I flew down there, and we spent like 3 days in a row locked in his office, and we just went to work. At the time, he was building his creative agency that now is uber successful, does extremely well because he was able to find vision. He was able to hone in on the thing that he was trying to do and go all in on it. And so from that weekend, about a year ago, where both of us, I could barely afford the plane ticket to fly down there. I had just started Upspace, and I just really taken on a bigger role at Upspace, and I was making very little money. I didn't know if I wanted to coach, if I wanted to do online coaching, if I wanted to do online training, be a personal trainer, where my future was with Upspace, which now we're going to the freaking moon. So if you guys haven't joined the Pure Ambition community on the Upspace app, head to the link in the show notes. Would love to have you in the community. We've got some epic things going on in there, some epic human beings connecting. And from that point, I could barely afford to fly down there. We lived off of Chipotle and ground turkey, rice, avocado, and we made some protein pancakes. That was really all the both of us could afford at that time, which was, pretty crazy. Not saying that either one of us are high rollers by any means, but last year compared to this year was just insane to see where we both were to where we are now. And so I flew down there because I knew I needed a little bit of a creative reset. After suffering a cardiac arrest, I really didn't know where I wanted to go again. From a creative standpoint, a lot of my content over the past year plus has been me documenting my journey, running, lifting, nutrition, marathon prep here, another one there, ultra prep. I was getting ready to go do CIM, and I was going to try to set a PR there. I was going to try to go for the sub 3 again. And I was actually on the phone with Jamie the day before everything happened, the day before I had cardiac arrest, and we had this whole plan on we were going to hire a videographer and an editor, and we were going to capture the whole journey. And obviously God had other plans, but I knew I needed to go down there as a creative reset and just surrender to it. We didn't have an agenda, we didn't force anything. We did a lot of walking, going to the beach, and really just immersing ourselves in conversation and knowing that something was going to come out of the weekend. We just didn't know what it was. And then Friday night I shared a little bit about one day out, and one day out I've shared it on social media a bit, but I haven't really talked about it on here yet. One day out is something that came to me in the middle of my dreams in the middle of the night a couple weeks ago. I didn't know what it meant, but it hit me like a ton of bricks. So I shot up out of bed, I wrote it down. I was like, I don't know what this means, but I got to do something with it, or something's going to come about it. And so after sharing it with some of my friends, mentors, journaling about it, sitting with it, meditating on it, praying about it, I realized that one day out is a mentality. It's a way of life, and it's a mantra that I've been repeating to myself whenever I feel feelings of self-doubt, of anxiety, depression, because those things aren't, those things are just feelings. They come up, and it's all about how we respond and react to them when we have those feelings. And if we play the victim mentality and we continue to feed into it, it's just going to get worse. So let me get back on track here. So on a walk on Friday night, we were talking about YouTube and how I see YouTube as this incredible platform that I've always been drawn to. I've dabbled with creating vlogs, both college football vlogs and then running vlogs. And most recently it's been the podcast, but I wanted to share more from a long form standpoint to really lean into my curiosity and, uncover things in life that I'm really interested in, that I feel that I need to share with the world to inspire curiosity, to challenge people and myself to embrace discomfort and really just go out there and do our best to maximize the human experience and impact the most amount of people we can during our time on this planet. And so over the weekend, we were like, oh, we got it. Jamie was like, tomorrow we're going to film a YouTube video and we're going to film it and we're going to edit it and we're going to publish it in 24 hours. I was like, yes, that's it. That was that push that I needed to prove to myself that I didn't need the camera, that I didn't need the fancy equipment. All I needed was me, my iPhone, and Jamie, and an editor, which helped us out. But we scripted out an idea. We brainstormed and we scripted out a plan for a video on Friday night, and then Saturday we got up, like 5:30, 6 o'clock, and immediately got to work. Like, we started revising the outline, putting together a script, shot list, went over to a coffee shop, started filming, and we literally worked from sunup to sundown that day. Started editing, sent it off to the editor, making the first round of edits, looking at audios. Like, long form YouTube videos are an absolute monster. It was a new challenge for me. So we were going all around Naples. We were in different parts of the town, different parts of the city. We were editing, we were filming, we were revising, and it was tough, but it was so invigorating and exciting. And for me, I really see this as a platform where I can inspire and empower 100 million people. Like, that's my life mission. That's ultimately what I'm working towards in this life. And I feel like God has given me the opportunity, the platform to really share my mission and my message through this documentation. So this was really hard. Like, it might sound a little like, oh yeah, how can content creation be hard? Like, you just pick up a camera and you just film. But for me, it was really breaking through this mental barrier that I had around YouTube, that it had to be this super highly produced and big project, when in reality, it's like, when I just locked in and dialed into that one thing, creating this video, no matter what the circumstances were, like, I was not going to leave Florida until we had this video finished. And that's what we did. And the title of this podcast episode is You Don't Have Time. And the reason that I titled it that is because we have all these dreams, these thoughts, these visions, these things that we want to bring to life, but at the same time, we don't take action on them, myself included. And when we don't take action on them, we are in turn not fulfilling our potential on this planet. Like, God gave us amazing gifts, each and every one of us, to go out there and create in whatever way that is. Like, you can be a mom and be a creator. You could be a teacher and be a creator. You could be a coach and be a creator. You could be an actual, you could be a creator in video, an editor, a painter, a musician, whatever else it may be. Like, we're all creators. Everything is art. And when I say you don't have time, for me, I almost ran out of time. I had this idea to do this YouTube series, this documentation, this Dom Does World concept, which you guys will hear more about. And after having this, epiphany, this one day out thing come to me, I realized that, like, I don't have time. You don't have time. We all don't have time. we think that, oh, you're so young, you have time. I'm only 25, I'm only 35, I'm only 40. Like, I got plenty of time. You got plenty of time. You always hear that, especially when you're young. But in reality, I think we need to live with a little bit more of a sense of urgency. And if we can do that, we are going to bring to life things that the world needs. And so for me, it took this ultimatum, this strict rule of like, we are getting this YouTube video done no matter what. Like, I wasn't worried about food. Yes, I ate, but I wasn't worried about all the external factors. And I just surrendered to it, and I just gave everything I had to it. And was the video perfect? No, but that's not the point. The point was, go out there, challenge yourself, and strive to really get closer to reaching your potential, because the only way that we are going to get the most out of this life is if we continue to seek discomfort. Like, if we just live in this constant comfort zone, we're going to run out of time. And time is something that we tend to underestimate, and it is our most precious resource, way more than money. So after coming up with this idea, filming, editing, revising, publishing this video, it's more than just a video. It was the ignition to an adventure that I'm excited to embark on. So be ready for more YouTube videos from me. I want to challenge you all to write down something that has been on your heart, that has been on your mind, that's you've had a gut feeling about, that you've wanted to do but you haven't taken action on. And write down the 3 simple things that you can do to make progress on that in 48 hours, in the next 48 hours. And then go do it. And shoot me a DM on Instagram. I want to hear what that thing is, and if there's any way I can support you guys. The support that you guys show me means more than you freaking know. I love you all so much. Thank you for supporting me so I can do this, and I can live out my dream, live out my passion, and do my best to inspire and empower 100 million people to become the best version of themselves. Can't do it without you guys. Love you all. I'll see you next week. Peace.